Welcome back to Persona 5 Strikers. Last time we finished up the post-game, and now it's time to cover New Game Plus and Merciless mode, which are kinda the same thing, well, optionally. So to do this, when you load a mastered file, you have the option to either start New Game Plus, or just continue off from your post-game file. Merciless difficulty has been unlocked for those with confidence in their skills. And if you begin the game on Merciless, you cannot change the difficulty later. So we're going to start New Game Plus on Merciless. It's a different option to standard difficulty, and you'll kind of see why once we get into it. And you actually get a trophy for starting Merciless mode as well. So yeah, you know what you're in for. So we're back at this starting fight. And you will notice the differences pretty much immediately. So firstly, I have all my personas from the end of my previous file. This is different to the standard New Game Plus in the Persona series, where you have to buy them back from the compendium. So if you have any really expensive personas, make sure you keep them on you when you save your final mastered file. Now, you might not be able to notice this just yet, but enemies also have very different resistances in Merciless mode. Also, you might notice I'm not like one-shotting everything. Yeah, enemies actually are scaled up to the approximate stats that you should be by the end of your first playthrough. So basically what Merciless is it is actually quite difficult. But it is also effectively balanced in terms of enemy strength to New Game Plus, and I really like this personally, because I often find New Game Plus is just really boring, because I have pretty much, oh no, of course this is going to be the first showtime of this New Game Plus, I'm so sorry everybody. Yep! I'm back everybody! What a way to reintroduce the Phantom Thieves, huh? But, yeah, when you're steamrolling everything with your high levels... Oh, speaking of levels, your levels also fully carry over to Merciless. That's not true of most Persona New Game Pluses, which reset you back to level 1, while still letting you buy anything from the compendium. So here, my level is actually in the mid-70s, where it was where I left off. Ah, vending machines, my beloved. Your name defaults to what it was previously, but you can change it. And it even warns you if you're trying to overwrite a file with save data from Merciless difficulty. Just really wanted to make sure you know what you're getting into, and that you don't save over all your files with Merciless ones. So I just realized most story scenes are fully skippable. The only reason that one big conversation in the LeBlanc attic wasn't is probably because it includes entering your name. Okay, so first, real battle inside the palace now. Yeah, on Merciless difficulty, you can't select retry, so hopefully you save back in Tokyo. Yeah, you have to return to the start of Infiltration or return to Title, so make sure you're using save points frequently on Merciless mode. Now, I wonder if this is going to give Bugs enough experience to level up decently well here, because I need this Bugs to be level 65. You might be wondering why I have one. It's because of Alice. Alice is one of the fusions that I need to make to complete the compendium. I felt that I wouldn't really make a direct effort to do that until New Game Plus, because of Lucifer. You can't get Lucifer until New Game Plus anyway. Now, because Futaba isn't here, we can't actually see how these enemies' resistances have changed. But one thing you might notice is that we are still getting, like, that recovery effect for doing all that attacks. We still get to keep all of our bond skills on Merciless mode. And I said before that Merciless is basically the main way you're going to be getting to level 99 on bond points. And, yeah, so... I didn't fully show this off last time, but speedruns actually just do this in this fight. Just walking all the way up here and waiting out the enemies. And that's how fast you can die on Merciless mode, by the way. Return to starting infiltration starts the whole game again? Really? From that? Okay, at least I saved in Tokyo.
Damn it! Fine, let's do this.
Oh wait, no, it returns it. Why does it still give the option to change your language? That must be like a bug or something. I don't know. Okay, that's really weird. So now that Sophia has joined us, if we check our stats in the party, yeah, she's got Pandora still. And everyone should have all their Master Arts unlocked. Something I never noticed during the main playthrough, there actually is a meter that shows how far it is until you get your next Master Art, but I've got all of them now. You learned Agnyastra, so you can replace Deathbound with that. Guess Morgana doesn't learn anything new. So, given that there are no save points in here until the very end, we need to be really, really, really careful in fights. Ugh. As just got more bond points, I can now finally max out Joker's Wild. Getting Mask is actually going to be very useful in Merciless mode. But now, maybe I can finally start dipping into these. I may actually need more HP. Okay, this fight worries me. I also just noticed we did not actually get the scripted pixie drop from the last fight, so I'm not going to be able to talk about the stuff with that for now. Oh, you're weak to lightning, and also Ryuji just went down immediately. Right, not wind. Okay, I just picked up a level 72 Jack-o'-lantern there. So yes, the enemies, the mask drops you pick up in Merciless are scaled to the level of the enemies. But, okay, this could be really... Okay, I just realized, though, we still have Churrascos. One Churrasco. Okay, there we go, finally, okay. So, I'd probably recommend having either as an Elec persona on hand before you start Merciless, or using an Elec-based skill. Of course, now you get Salvation. Yeah, very expensive, but it is a full revive now, so I guess I don't really need Samurai Calm anymore. You can swap out skills anytime, though.
How are you holding up? Make sure you heal yourself when you need it.
No, I'm less in need of that and more in need of a save point, so I don't have to go through this entire area again every time I die.
It's no use. I don't have enough stamina.
We'll be out of here soon enough, don't worry.
I should write something.
And save. After you completed the first Alice investigation, if we look at our party now, yep, we have Zenkichi back. And also, yeah, here is a level 72 Jack-o'-lantern. Its stats are still pathetic, but that high level will help us fuse King Frost and later Black Frost. In fact, it's probably a decent idea to register these.
This persona has been registered in its present. What will you be registered?
Though I dread to think how much it's going to cost to get out of the compendium now. Yeah, it's now my... Oh no, it's actually still really cheap. That's cool. Okay, so you require a level 40 Jack-o'-lantern and a level 40 Jack Frost, which is a little bit harder to get.
Things are discounted right now. You should buy something.
Also, everything you've unlocked from Sophie's shop carries over, and that's why it's recommended that you do all of the shop unlock requests. Because now you have access to pretty much the entire repertoire of stuff in New Game Plus. We can't actually cook yet, though. We won't be able to cook until we get access to the camper. So bear that in mind when you buy ingredients during the Alice arc. Also, this thing right here, Speed Incense, is on sale for 80,000 yen. That's the sale price. Because yeah, you can now buy incenses for every stat, meaning that you can theoretically max out the stats of every party member, except they cost 200,000 yen for one. I want to show off a few things when infiltrating the jail proper, and we'll probably get a tutorial on it as we go in. Now we're in Merciless mode. You might notice that Pixie now nulls ice and drains elect. Pretty sure it didn't have those weaknesses originally. Most resist or null passives on enemies have been upgraded in Merciless mode to null at worst and usually drain.
We did it.
Oh, there's the trophy for getting everyone up to level 70.
Indeed.
It's a bit annoying that we barely missed that last time, but okay. Didn't put me into that, but I can show off one other thing. So, say you run into a fight in Merciless and you want to run. Well, you can still flee in Merciless, but it takes a lot longer than normal. And, well, there are some other caveats too. You also get a lot more skill cards out of enemies in Merciless mode.
Let's keep moving ahead, shall we?
So now the security meter has been officially introduced, I think this should start happening. Yeah, so if an enemy so much as sees you on Merciless, even if it doesn't initiate a fight immediately, the security meter will increase. Additionally, once the security meter hits 30% or more, you can't run from battles until it goes below 30%. I'm kind of surprised they didn't give you a specific tutorial for that on Merciless, but I guess, well, Merciless mode. But grabbing all of these masks is a pretty good source of Persona points. And yeah, enemies will just drop incenses a lot on Merciless. Yeah, you might notice the barriers are blue now again, so I can run if I want to. But this actually makes a Thief's challenges, which don't show up as side quests for quite a while, thankfully, but it makes them a lot harder on Merciless, because if an enemy so much as looks at you, the security meter goes up and you fail. So you basically just have to shoot them all with guns from a very far distance. Oh, Silkies, I have a surprise for you! Yeah, I hated these guys a lot on my first run, so they're getting the Inferno action. And Makoto gets Atomic Flare. Too bad there isn't really much that's weak to nuke in the first dungeon. But yeah, here's a proof of concept as well. The resistances from enemies do not carry over. So hey, they used to be weak to ice, and they actually null it on Merciless. That's interesting. But yeah, they don't carry over to the Persona forms, is what I meant. After a lot of blood, sweat, and Persona points, I now have enough of these at level 65 to get Alice.
Seems that it can gain new
Fittingly, we are fusing this right before actually fighting Alice herself, or rather her lockkeeper, but basically Alice herself. Pretty close. Oh yeah, by the way, Neburos learns Debilitate, so that actually helps a lot. Nocturnal Flash, Dizzy Boost. Miragidyne and Magarodyne are good for this boss. Yes, register those. That took me so long. And here we go. Not actually based on Alice in Wonderland, again, just to stress that for people. And that's less of a stat boost than I was expecting from you. But okay, that's one of these super mega personas to get, and now I just have, yeah, quite a few more of them left. I'll just mention that the castle infiltration of Alice's jail is pretty brutal on Merciless, as you have to go through the whole Daredevil sequence and the entire castle in one sitting. If you die to any of those fights, you have to do the whole thing again. Also, Zenkichi is very useful on Merciless mode because of Enduring Soul. You kind of want that.
Are you unable to decide?
No, I'm not, Lavenza. Because it turns out that the massive amount of Persona points I got from fusing Alice, which required getting rid of a lot of level 65 Personas, hence why it gave me so much Persona points, it let me level up Jack Frost to 40, so I can actually make King Frost now. It's going to be a little worse than, well, significantly worse than Alice, but still. Ice Boost, Soul Thief, Mabufala, I guess. And yes, please register the level 40 Jack Frost I just made. That cost me about 300,000 Persona points, by the way. And that's just to get Jack Frost from level 29 to level 40. Now, that alone gave me a decent amount back, though. Okay, now I need 5 more levels on Jack Frost, and I think a few more on King Frost. Yes, 2 more on King Frost.
How much power will you add?
Which is doable. Do I have enough?
How much power will you add?
No, I don't. Oh, but I probably will if I get rid of these junk Personas here. Or maybe not. I doubt this is enough. No, not quite. Well, what if I get rid of Queen Mab? I still doubt this is enough to get to 45. No it's not, okay. By unloading a bunch of accessories to feed my crippling Persona fusion addiction, I think I should have enough now. Just need to summon and get rid of a Baden.
How much power will you add?
Just barely. Oh, I went a level higher than I needed. Okay, that's fine.
Awaken your new self.
And I just barely left myself enough funds to get Black Frost.
It seems that it can
yes, please register those. Yeah, so by the way, if you can't tell, Lucifer requires all of the other Personas that require stupid, crazy fusions. Or at least most of them. The missing ones here are Yoshitsune and Metatron. But Yoshitsune requires Siegfried, and Black Frost requires King Frost, so you do basically need all of them. So I'm back at the cooking tutorial in New Game Plus, and I just noticed that I have the option to make LeBlanc coffee here. Sojiro gives you the ingredients for curry, but I'm pretty sure you can't have select coffee beans at this point unless you got lucky with Sophie's Shop on New Game Plus. So is there different dialogue if you try and make... There is, but it's not interesting. That answers that question. So for that one specific tutorial, it looks like you only have the 2 starting recipes, but if you're on New Game Plus, don't worry.
What's on the menu?
You have access to all of your recipes from the first file you were carried over. Which might include churrasco, which is awesome.
That sounds good.
Oh, okay, you still get the first time making it conversations for each of them. And the bond points for the first time making each one. Wait, hang on a minute.
All done.
We get to hear Morgana screaming at Goat Soup again! So, I now have Seth and Thor at the right level to create Siegfried, the breaker of Persona 3 himself.
It seems that it can gain new power. Choose which...
I can pass down Knockdown Style and Technical Adept, both of which will be very useful to a Persona that Siegfried is going to be part of. Actually, Freeze Boost is a possibility too, but I don't know if anything that I am fusing into it is going to have Freeze, but I can use skill cards for that. Still no accidents. All this time. Am I going to have to grind for one before I can even finish this series? Siegfried here is not nearly as overpowered as he is in Persona 3, sadly. Does have Vorpal Blade though. But no, the real reason why I wanted to do this is because Yoshitsune requires Arahabaki, Okuninushi, Yatagarasu, and a level 70 Siegfried, which is only one level off what Siegfried starts as, and I have grinded an enormous ton of Persona points off screen. I'll explain how I did that in a moment, but I've also leveled up these 4 to be even better than the right levels, because I've also been grinding. So, level up once.
This is what the power of your mask has strengthened this persona.
And now,
Awaken your new self. It seems that it can gain new power.
Myriad Slashes, Brave Blade, Charge.
Choose which...
But I'm gonna take Technical Adept. Okay, it already learns Nocturne Style. It already learns Knockdown Style naturally, so I guess I don't have to pass that. But Freeze Boost could be fun. Potentially Heat Riser too. Register that high level Siegfried, and here we go. You know, I actually haven't really shown this animation with the really big, Iron Maiden there. These personas are surprisingly not that hard to raise to the required levels, so Yoshitsune is one of the more accessible, like, super endgame personas. Yeah, I don't know if these can even be accidents, given they're unique. Yes! I see you know of my ingenious feats, rejoice! They know how broken he is. Now, the problem is that he doesn't get Hasotobi until, like, the high 80s. So, you might need a lot of Persona points to get into that level. But now, if we go to search by level, there are only 2 more Personas we need to make. Unfortunately, they're gonna take a while. Metatron, and then Lucifer requires all of the other, like, super Personas. But Metatron in particular, I thought I could pick up a high-level Archangel and Principality from just random enemies, and then it turns out that Archangel is only ever fought as a mini-boss, so you have to raise it all the way to level 60 with Persona points manually. Well, that's gonna be a thing.
You wish to strengthen it? How much?
See, with 1 million, with essentially 1,600,000, how many levels can I give Yoshitsune? I can spend that much to get to Hasotobi, or I can... Yeah, I have already got Archangel to level 38 off camera. So how much is my about over 1.5 million Persona points gonna take Archangel? Oh, I can actually take it straight to 59. That's probably a good use of these points.
This is what you... The power of your mask has strengthened this persona.
But this was a very long time grinding. Okay, using a skill card, I can get Bufala on Yoshitsune. So I'm going to explain how I grind with Daredevil playing, because why not? I'm doing this during the castle infiltration of the second palace, but really all you need to... jail. All you really need to do is be up to the second jail, though, for this to work. Because the way that most people grind in Strikers, Merciless mode, is via the second Dire Shadow. On Merciless mode, Dire Shadows give massive amounts of experience and Bond experience. That's how people grind for the Bond trophy too. But also, they respawn after you leave the jail, unlike in the normal story. So, yeah, you kind of need to have to ambush that one. Oh, also, slimes are really annoying on Merciless mode, because as you can see there, they now null physical and gun, forcing you to spend SP or use your third combo to damage them at all. Yeah, that's annoying. Now, I'm not entirely sure why people use this Dire Shadow for grinding more than the one in Alice's jail, but my guess is that it's because this one has a more conveniently close-by save point, and also because it's vulnerable to freeze. The reason I'm using this party is because it's weak to fire, ice, and bless. But the real thing about that is it means that you have easy access to being able to freeze it. And once frozen, it can be technical for massive physical damage. The general gist of this fight is to spam ice moves over and over until you get a freeze, and once you do get a freeze, you switch to Yoshitsune and do massive damage with physical attacks like this. Yeah, just watch that down gauge go. I have freeze boost on Black Frost, so that's my main freeze burner of choice here. I don't even want to go for the all-out attack yet. And of course, when you're low on health, you do need to switch over to somebody to heal. So I think I will all-out attack here. But you get the idea. Once Joker runs out of SP, I switch to Yusuke and repeat the same process until the enemy is dead. Technical Adept on Yoshitsune really helps, and as you can see here, I do not even have Hasotobi yet. And Gentle Tap finishes it. So beating the Snake King gives you about... yeah, 90,000 yen. Also, it gives you an item that nulls wind, so that's great for Ryuji. And with our bond points, I like to increase SP and HP. Yeah, the levels on these go up quite high. I don't even know where they cap at. So back in the Velvet Room, that 90,000 yen equates to about 2 summonings of Abaddon. This is at least on my file. And this Abaddon gives me a little over 100,000 Persona points. Well, a little under 100,000 Persona points when I dismiss it. So this gives me about 200,000 Persona points per Dire Shadow. And now Archangel is level 60. And I need to repeat this process on several other angels. So I'll be right back after I've done that. You can also sell any excess emerald brooches you get. Also, the first time you beat that Dire Shadow on Merciless, I believe, it drops Ryuji's actual ultimate weapon. Strength plus 5 and elect damage up. I also got Morgana's ultimate weapon from the Dire Shadow of Alice's jail on Merciless. All of them drop ultimate weapons on Merciless mode. I'll give the full list in an on-screen annotation here.
How much power will you add?
And here's Hasotobi!
Okay.
I also dumped all my strength incenses into Yoshitsune, so I now have Hasotobi, along with Knockdown Style, Technical Adept, Rebel Soul for the Showtime gauge, and Freeze Boost Buffalo to freeze things, also Charge if I want massive overkill, and now I have to level up Principality ridiculously.
Hang on a sec.
Yeah, weirdly, Futaba still stops you every time you try and fight this, even though I've beaten it like I've lost count over 20 times by this point. But anyway, now we, don't concentrate, we, debilitate, and we show just what Hasotobi can do. Okay, it's frozen now. So, this is Hasotobi without charge. Yeah, that took out like 2 full shield gauges, I think about 2.5. So, let's try charge Hasotobi. And if this may be the last time we'll be seeing Yoshitsune on my channel for a little while, I can mention some trivia. Hasotobi's name literally means 8 boat leaf. It comes from a story from the Tale of Heike, where Yoshitsune is said to have fled from an enemy general in a battle on the sea by jumping over a boat, and it was later reported that he jumped over 8 boats. Yoshitsune is pretty much the Chuck Norris facts of samurai, from what I can tell, and that's probably why his persona is so powerful. I still find it hilarious that there is an actual legend that Yoshitsune is the same person as Genghis Khan. Definitely not, no basis in history whatsoever, but it's still really funny. Oh, also, guess what Yoshitsune's Showtime attack is?
Yoshitsune! Here!
They knew. Actually, Yoshitsune's combos, in case you're interested. So, Temper Slash is his second combo. His third is Brave Blade. And his fifth is Myriad Slashes. Yep, none of them are Hasotobi. It's kind of like a reverse of Mara. You need to level him up to get the signature move. I just realized something. So previously I was buying and dismissing Abaddon for about 50,000 yen for 100,000 Persona points. So the Yoshitsune that I've currently made costs only about 13,000 more than Abaddon. But guess how much he goes for on the Persona point market? Yeah, that's the method that I'm going to be using to grind Persona points now.
You wish to
so not only is Yoshitsune going to be my source of beating the boss to get money, he's also going to be my sacrifice.
You wish to strengthen it.
I guess he's putting in work either way. This does mean only 1 dismissal of Yoshitsune per Dire Shadow, but it is more than double the amount of points I was getting before. For example, this is enough to immediately get Principality to 60. Nice.
The power of your mask has strengthened this persona.
And it just took one more resummoning of Yoshitsune to get enough Persona points to get Trumpeted to level 65, which is what I need.
Your mask has strengthened this persona.
And Dominion was already above level 65 for me, so I can just buy it. And now I should be able to...
Performing a fusion.
Yep, it's time for Metatron.
It seems that it can gain new power.
Okay, I can pass Dizzy Boost and Soul Thief, but no actual ailment skills. How about my Hummel and Hummer Boost? Yes, register those.
Now, let us begin.
Still no accidents. But now we finally have the Jump Scare of God. That attacks you after you are finished fighting Emma, when you don't expect it. And I am just a tiny bit of money off of getting that because I dismissed Mara. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
May luck be on your
I was
side.
hoping that he'd give as much Persona points as Yoshitsune, but he gave half. I can easily sell some things to make up the difference. By the way, this must have dropped from an enemy on Merciless, because I don't think this is in the main story, but yeah, obligatory Sega reference here. Yoshitsune and Alice confused into Mara? That's weird, I thought Mara was a special fusion only. But okay then.
It seems that it can gain new power.
Lucifer is only fusible on New Game Plus, which means he will be available on Merciless mode always. Gigantomachia, Blazing Hell, Rebel Soul. However, actually, Freeze Boost and Bufudyne would be nice, but what I would also like here is Ailment Boost, and does anybody here have... Nocturnal Flash, there we go. Because Dizzy is actually vital to the New Game Plus speedrun Lucifer build. Oh, and I can get Technical Adept as well. That's also vital to the build.
Is this the
Not so much knockdown style.
Be born anew.
Does it have it? No, it doesn't have its own animation, but I might as well show it. Not so much Nocturne style. Well, I mean, that fits for Lucifer. Not so much knockdown style because, you're using magic with Lucifer and that can't crit. It was kind of interesting seeing all of, like, the super personas all lined up for this. And there we go. Now that should be 100% compendium, if I haven't missed anything. Please tell me I didn't miss anything. There we go, Mask Connoisseur. Only available in New Game Plus, but yes, there is that trophy. And from that, I get how many Persona points? Yeah, over 1 million Persona points from giving up all of those components. Because I might want to level up Lucifer a little bit, mostly because, okay, that gets Concentrate. Oh, wow, I can get Lucifer all the way to level 99 with just the points from his components. So let's go ahead and do this.
Okay.
Concentrate. That's actually semi-useful. I'm probably going to get rid of Gigantomachia and Blazing Hell. In fact, I want to look up something, though. I'm curious. Is Lucifer the only one in Strikers who learns that? Yes, indeed, Lucifer is the only one in Strikers who learns that. But yeah, Morning Star is the real prize here. Okay, I suppose I can always get back, Black Frost for my Freeze persona. In fact, I don't even know if Freeze Boost and Ailment Boost stack. Heat Riser, which I don't actually want. And this thing right here, Shadow of Grief. This is Lucifer's exclusive skill in Strikers, and it's totally exclusive to Strikers. I don't think it's ever appeared in any other game. I feel like its name's a mistranslation too, because in Japanese, it's more like Lamentation of Darkness. I think they mixed up which term was the noun and which was the adjective. But what this does is, it's not honestly the best thing in the world, especially since Lucifer only drains darkness innately, which means you need to cover, you need other drain passives to make the most use of this. But Shadow of Grief makes it so that whenever you drain damage, you also restore SP. It's not really the most useful thing in the world, but it's at least a novelty. Like, from a pure objective standpoint, I get rid of Gigantomachia, but it's technically a Lucifer exclusive skill. Well, I mean, I can pass it down, but I want to show it at least once. So I guess I'll get rid of Bufudyne. Because you're all probably sick of me fighting the Snake King over and over again, this time I'm going to head back to Alice's jail and fight the Dire Shadow here. And fine. You know, it kind of fits to end things off in Alice's jail. Oh, also some Bond stuff, because I want to show this. It turns out that 20 is the max level for these, though I actually need magic now that I'm using Lucifer. I believe this thing is weak to electricity and wind, so I might want Ryuji and Morgana here. Oh, Makoto's the only one who's level 98. I have to end this off with everyone. Oh wow, Haru's really behind, actually. Well, I guess I'm probably not ending this off with everyone at level 99. But yeah, I need to demo Lucifer, and hopefully it will work out here. Because if I manage to get dizzy on you...
You're mine.
Okay, here goes.
And yes, even with a level 99 persona and at level 99, I take that much damage when I get hit by one attack on Merciless.
That's it, Joker.
Okay, it is dizzy now. So, concentrate. Morning Star. Didn't quite see the actual damage number there, but you see the dent it made in the HP bar. So yeah, that's over 1,000 damage with just a, without even concentrate. This is generally the strat for Lucifer on New Game Plus. Okay, let's see what Gigantomachia looks like. It looks kind of similar to Gaia Rage from Nocturne, honestly. But yeah, that does significantly more. Also, the Snake King drops Chewing Souls often, so you don't really need to worry about running out of SP while grinding. And here's Lucifer's showtime. 3 guesses what skill this is.
Lucifer.
Yeah, that was, I saw the damage number there, that was like 1,664, which is more than Hasotobi typically, unless all of its hits critical. And that's with Technical Adept. Sadly, there's no almighty boost or amp or magic ability in this game, so that's about as high as your damage can go with this. And I believe, yeah, that was without Concentrate, so with Concentrate it's over 3,000. And Teddy Bear is dead. Only a little less yen from that, too.
You guys rock. Okay.
But here's the other problem with, and this is why you don't really use this method to grind, because it's kind of a walk back to a save point, and there's a lot of enemies between you and a save point. So, yeah, generally speaking, much better to grind against the Snake King, even though it's technically stronger. I suppose right here, this is the safest save point to get to. Oh, you poor, poor, poor fools. Yeah, a few of them actually survived, but nope, not for long. Oh, I am so close, I might as well go all in. Huh, I wonder if using Dizzy instead of Freeze and going for Hasotobi is more effective against these. Because Dizzy seems to last longer. Really? One more fight then! And massive nuclear finale, and that should be everybody level 99 now. Yep, Haru is 99, and our final Bond level, after all that grinding, is still 82. Yeah, you need 99 to get all the trophies. Good luck with that. I don't think I'll be showing that on camera because it would just be even more hours and hours of boring grinding. But you get the idea. And with everybody now safely at level 99, with an explanation of grinding, the most powerful personas shown off, and a demonstration of how easily you can die on Merciless, it's time to end this playthrough of Persona 5 Strikers in my favorite city. So, that's all from me, and until next time, if I can line this up, kind of. This is Big Clinky, signing off. Until next time, Phantom Thieves.
Born anew. was different than expected.
But first, we need to finally talk about fusion accidents. Yeah, this ended up being an accident-free playthrough, so I had to farm for one off camera. It seems like fusion accidents in Strikers set the resulting persona to Joker's level, so this fusion of low-level personas resulted in a level 99 Trumpeter. There's also an Easter egg I recently found out. If you press the triangle button, or the special/menu button, whatever it is on your console, while in the Velvet Room, Lavenza will make a few remarks, and eventually she'll get annoyed.
May I help you?
Until next time, Phantom Thieves, for real this time.